Hey everybody, this is BMD, and I'm going to be showing you some tips and tricks for hosting and joining custom games using the Get Dota Stats Lobby Explorer. The guide, as you can see, is on getdotastats.com, and I'll link to this so you can find it, but it shows you how to get the workshop tools and everything else, subscribe to custom games, and so on. But we're just going to start here, where you actually pull the Explorer. So, first of all, you're going to want to save this. It's a Swift file in your Dota 2 Beta Dota Resource Flash 3 folder. As you can see, I've already done it. If your Flash 3 folder doesn't exist, you can go ahead and create it and make sure the file goes in there. Once it's there, you start Dota up, though I've already done this, and you'll be able to go to the Play tab and find these two new buttons for hosting and browsing custom games. So if I click on this, you can see it pulls this custom games browser up. But also, it's telling me that my Lobby Explorer is out of date. If yours ever gets out of date, you'll get this pop-up with the link in here to go download the newest version. This I did, I just manually forced it to happen, so I'm not actually out of date, so I'm just going to ignore it. And you can see I can look at this. If I single-click on these games, they refresh, though you're not actually seeing anything different. And you can, of course, sort by all of this stuff up here. When I double-click on a game, it's going to take me to it and try and join the game. In this case, I tried to join a Pictionary game, and the Lobby Explorer tells me I don't have it. So it gives me this link in order to download it. If I open up my web browser in-game, then or really you can do it anywhere, then I can click on subscribe and go right back to everything. And if I look at my custom games, you can see Pictionary's already been downloaded, and this green checkbox means that it's been completely downloaded. If it were a larger file, it might not have that, but it would get it sooner enough. So if I go back here and double-click on Pictionary again, sure enough, it joins me in, no problem at all. So now, this guy, if he wants to start the game, totally can, and I'm going to leave so that he doesn't. And then I'm going to go to the host game and show you how this works. So let's just make a test one, and I'm going to pick another one where I don't have the game mode and show you that when I try and create it again, it gives me the workshop link so I can go download it. Same process as before. Instead, I'm going to pick a game that I do have, like Reflex, and I'm going to set these settings up. You can do the map name, region name, and this region is important for people to know where you're at because it'll help them determine if they're going to get a good ping to your server. Like, I wouldn't probably want to join an Australia or Chinese game because I'm in US East. So when I create this, it goes ahead and does everything for me, and now I'm in the game lobby. If I go here, I can set the lobby name to something else, and I can change the map even. And when I do this, anybody who's looking at the Lobby Explorer is going to see that reflected as well. From this point forward, I just get people to join. They should be able to do it from the Lobby Explorer with no problems. When you're ready, you hit Start Game, and it's going to start up the Source 2 Dota 2 client with this game running. There are some issues that can occur with that will prevent you from getting into the game, and they're actually important to know how to handle. The first one is that normally when you start up Source 2 Dota 2, you're going to get a background icon that's the red Dota icon and nothing else. If that's happening, then you are successfully loading the game. If you get your custom background from any of the sources, the workshop, if you get that, that means you've actually already failed. And in order to retry the connection, you're going to want to open a console using the tilde or backtick key and type quit. Once that happens, you'll be out of Source 2 Dota 2 and it'll jump you back into Source 1 Dota 2. At that point, you can click the reconnect button and it'll give it another try. Maybe you have to try it once more, maybe twice more, but at that point, some point you'll get the red background, and that'll mean you're connecting in correctly. If you're in the game and waiting for people to start up, you can hit F9 or whatever your pause key is in order to halt and wait for them to show up if you know they're going to be there. Additionally, there's another error that occurs sometimes for some people where they get an error that says render device manager 001 was unable to initialize. If you get that error, what you have to do is close down your Dota, Source 1 or Source 2, and come to this folder, which is in Dota 2 Beta, Dota UGC, Game Bin, and either Win64 or Win32, depending on what version you're going to be running. And you're going to run Dota 2 EXE here. That's going to start up Source 2 Dota 2 at the main menu, but it's going to allow you to go to the options panel and set the video options because there's a bunch of video options that under the Source 2 Dota 2 client won't work with some configurations of computer, graphics card, and everything else, the like. If you turn down a bunch of these options, maybe turn off a borderless window, things like that, then you might be able to get rid of the problem and hopefully be able to join your next custom game. And that's going to be pretty good. Well, that's it for me. So hopefully I'll see you guys playing customs.